Hello everyone, and welcome to the Well Baby channel. Today, we'll address the intricacies of surrogate parenting. Despite its challenges, surrogate parenthood is a gift of life and proof of the strong link between love and biology. Surrogacy lets parents experience parenthood when the regular road is no longer a viable option. I recommend watching until the end since it will be helpful to all of you couples that want to have children. Subscribe to the channel to help you become aware. Now, let's jump into the video. Unfortunately, getting pregnant can be difficult, and some expectant parents require assistance to start a family. When fertility procedures fail, some hopeful parents use surrogacy. How does infant surrogacy work? It's trickier than expected. A woman may not be able to have children for several reasons. The mother may be too elderly to have children, have fertility challenges, or have medical concerns that make pregnancy unsafe. Some prospective parents are same-sex couples who need a surrogate to become biological parents, while others just choose not to carry their child. Celebrities have expanded their families using surrogates. A gestational surrogate gave Tyra Banks and Eric Asla a son named York in 2016. Grey's Anatomy star Ellen Pompeo's second child was surrogate-born. Neil Patrick Harris and David Bertka had twins in 2010. They seeded their surrogate's uterus with 2 eggs, one from each sperm. Surrogates can fulfill prospective parents' ambitions in any of these instances. Surrogates carry and deliver babies for aspiring parents who cannot or will not have children. Surrogacy may appear simple, but it might create questions like, is the baby related to the surrogate? And, who are the real parents? Which surrogacy type is chosen determines the answers. Prospective parents can choose traditional or gestational surrogacy. The surrogate carries and delivers the baby for the intended parents. However, the two varieties differ greatly. In traditional surrogacy, the surrogate gives the womb and egg and is artificially inseminated with the father's or donor's sperm. Traditional surrogacy links the infant to the surrogate because half of the genetic material the egg came from them. The embryo put in the surrogate using the parent's or donor's eggs and sperm is not connected to her. The U.S. has 750 gestational surrogacy infants annually. Traditional surrogacy is less popular for aspiring parents because the infant shares DNA with the surrogate, making it difficult to determine who the real parents are. A gestational surrogate is the birth mother, but the biological mother is the woman whose egg was utilized. As with adoption, the intended parents are the real parents if everything is done properly, regardless of whether they share DNA with the baby. Gestational surrogacy is complicated and expensive, despite its appearance. After deciding on gestational surrogacy, a couple must choose a surrogate to carry and deliver their child. It was one of the easier steps for Jen and Brad Nixon. The couple finally got pregnant after 2 years of trying fertility treatments, but they lost the baby at a young age, and Jen discovered she had a cardiac problem that made pregnancy risky for her and her kid. A close friend volunteered to be their surrogate and carry their baby for free, which was amazing. They didn't have to pay their surrogate, but medical and legal expenditures rose rapidly. Surrogacy cost over $35,000, but the couple was happy to pay it to finally have a family. Finding a friend or relative to work as a surrogate is difficult. Surrogates must be willing to undergo pregnancy and delivery, understand the emotional toll of giving up the baby, and work with the couple for a year or more. Thankfully, companies may match prospective parents with interested surrogates and assist throughout the process. Working with one of the 100 U.S. agencies provides potential parents with consenting surrogates who have passed the agency's rigorous exams. There are no laws on who can be a surrogate, although most agencies need surrogates to be over 21, have had at least one healthy baby, and pass psychological and medical screenings, including STD and immunization tests. Jessica and Ryan Benson struggled for years to conceive a child before their doctor suggested gestational surrogacy. No one they knew could be their surrogate, so they contacted a local agency. They worked with a case manager to create their surrogacy plan and complete a lengthy questionnaire about their surrogate preferences, including sexual orientation, personality, and level of contact during and after the process. They also created their own profile to show prospective surrogates. Jessica and Ryan ultimately became parents when their case manager showed them profiles of potential surrogates who met their criteria. When they met with the one they liked most, they agreed to work together. But choosing a surrogate was just the start for the Bensons. After finding someone they liked who was willing to carry their child and ensuring she was medically and psychologically fit, they still had mounds of legal paperwork to do before they could start surrogacy. Both the Bensons and their surrogate needed lawyers to execute the surrogacy arrangement, and the Bensons paid all legal fees. The surrogacy contract covers everything from how to handle problems to how to pay the surrogate. The contract also described the Bensons' legal parental rights, which generally begin in the second trimester. While gestational surrogacy is less problematic than traditional surrogacy due to the baby's non-relationship, legal parentage is still complex, and parental rights are not assured. Although there are no federal regulations governing surrogacy in the U.S., the restrictions vary by state and are continuously evolving as more people resort to it. Some states require prospective parents to legally adopt the infant after birth, while others allow them to declare their intent before birth. Gestational surrogacy is only legal in the U.S., but many other states practice it with various legal complications. Check out our other instructional sessions on our channel. Baby walks milestones, and what is a cesarean section? Do not miss them. In many areas, the surrogate can opt to keep the baby at any time, while others require prospective parents to be married and heterosexual to hire a surrogate. Naturally, attorneys and surrogacy organizations advise delaying conception until both partners sign the contracts. After legal barriers, fertilization begins. All three Bensons visited the reproductive clinic. Jessica had an egg retrieval after taking drugs to grow her eggs. Jessica's egg was fertilized with Ryan's sperm in the lab to develop an embryo for their surrogate's uterus. The Bensons used their own eggs and sperm, but other prospective parents use donor eggs or sperm to create their embryos, either by necessity or choice. The Benson surrogate used fertility drugs before the operation to improve implantation odds. The treatment was swift and painless, and they returned to the clinic a few weeks later to check the implantation. 6 weeks later, the Bensons heard their baby's heartbeat for the first time after the procedure went well on the first try. After the pregnancy was confirmed, the Benson surrogate got her first regular compensation check. This was one of numerous surrogacy charges. The Bensons also paid for fertility treatments, prenatal checkups, labor and delivery, and their surrogate's legal fees. Since they flew to another state with better legislation for the process, they had to pay for themselves and the surrogate's airfare. They had to cover the surrogate's food and maternity clothes during the pregnancy. Surrogacy can cost $100,000 to $150,000 or more, but most prospective parents say it's worth it. Special insurance policies cover surrogacy costs, but the premiums can cost thousands of dollars, and prospective parents pay them. After years of heartbreak and months of waiting, the Bensons were overjoyed to have a healthy baby. Their surrogate made their dream of becoming parents come true, and they were so grateful. Stating that their surrogate was a generous person beyond measure, unfortunately, commercial surrogacy in the U.S. remains controversial, and not all stories end nicely like the Bensons and Nixons. The first surrogacy court case in the country, Baby M, made news worldwide in the mid-1980s. The couple chose traditional surrogacy, using the husband's sperm to fertilize the surrogate's egg, making the surrogate biologically connected to the baby. After the baby was born and the new parents took her home, the surrogate showed up, wanting her baby back and threatening suicide if they didn't. The parents reluctantly gave up their child, but the surrogate had to return her. This instance illustrates why gestational surrogacy is chosen and why many states ban traditional surrogacy. Others also oppose commercial surrogacy because receiving payment for carrying a child is unethical. Another side of the table is dangerous. In 2010, a Nova Scotia couple informed their 6-month pregnant surrogate of their separation and decision to terminate the pregnancy. Thankfully, the surrogate gave birth to twins and found adoptive parents. In 2011, a Connecticut couple offered their surrogate $10,000 to have an abortion after tests revealed significant defects. A surrogate went to Michigan, where birth mother rights outweighed prospective parents, and gave birth to the baby before another family adopted it. However, these tales are unusual. Today, families that can't have children can create the family they've always wanted thanks to sophisticated treatment and altruistic surrogates. Surrogacy is a lovely present for someone who can't have children, but it's risky and complicated. Many thanks for watching today. Please like and subscribe if this information is helpful. Please leave any comments or questions below. Good luck on your parenting journey.